SellerAmp is not just a profit calculator. We could use SellerAmp in a lot of different ways, and in this video I'm going to go over what I've learned we could do in the last 4 years of selling on Amazon. So make sure, if you like this content, drop us a like and a subscribe, and let's get to the video. Remember guys, if you've got any tips or tricks which I have missed in this video, you could always drop them in the comments below. And it's all about helping each other out as well. And SellerAmp is always growing, building new features, and adding some really important guides for us as well. So you want to be checking this video out, making sure that you get involved with some of the recommendations which I'm going to put out, and hopefully it'll help you out in your business. So one of the first things I wanted to mention is SellerAmp does have a additional Chrome extension, and it's a free Chrome extension for you to use and download, and that is QuickView Simplified. QuickView Simplified has been around for over a year now, I believe close to 2 years possibly, but it looks like they're phasing it out, because what they're going to be doing is, as you can see here, if we type in Lego for example, what this is doing is bringing up these, what I like to call islands. This is QuickView Simplified in these boxes. What it used to do is have measurement details, it had a bit of a review, and it feels like they're trying to bring it back a little bit. And what they have done is they've added these now, so you could have a little bit of a look on the keeper chart, you can see your offer count, you can see who's on there, so FBMs. If you want to, you can press that. It'll take us into the actual SAS. You could also just copy the ASIN from these buttons. There's a few settings which you can alter if you wanted to. And I did enjoy QVS because it did help finding them saturated listings to then go ahead and look at storefronts to do a bit of storefront stalking. A good thing that the Chrome extension is now built into this. I don't think it's really a good idea to get QVS anymore, but it's there. Another quick tip while we've got SellerAmp open on the right here is if you wanted to look at further information, what you can do is actually drag this across. So when you're looking at the information, you get to see all sorts of different features. It gives us that information all in one place instead of having to scroll down. Some people might like to just open it up a little bit bigger, have a look at the products, and it's a really good feature. I think it saves you a lot of time instead of scrolling up and down like this. I'm old school and I do scroll up and down quite a bit. We have got these features across the top as well, so these are jump tos. So if I wanted to see the offers, instead of scrolling down and finding my offers, what I could do is go across here. We could look at the different settings, variations, we've got offers there, press that and it'll take us down to the offers as well. So it's just quickly becoming more efficient while using SellerAmp. If you wanted to do Google search, obviously you could press these, look at dimensions and all this good stuff. Then you are using a software. What I try to do is physically break it. I press every single button and try to understand where is our advantage of this feature. So you want to go and try that out as well. For UK sellers, what I would recommend doing, and I'll do a quick demonstration of how to set this up as well, is have the European marketplaces on, because this is where we could be looking at products in Europe so we could purchase them to sell in the UK market, and that's called Amazon to Amazon Europe. So for example, we may have this product down at 15 euros. We'll be able to buy it, pay for it to come to the UK, then put our label on it, send it into the UK warehouse and sell it in the UK marketplace, which is another sourcing method, Amazon to Amazon Europe. So I would recommend turning that on, and if you want to turn that on, you need to go to the settings down here. You could then go to the SAS panels, and you can turn these different SAS panels on and off. You can move them up and down. So if, for example, you haven't got variations on, I don't know if variations is a default one, but you can turn this variations on and off, or off and on, because now it's on. And another one which I've previously been asked about is the buy box analysis. So you go check that out as well. Turn that on and off. If you're in America or the UK, you do have Arbitrage Hero Reverse Search, and you get 10 free scans with this, so it doesn't stretch very far, but it is worth just trying it, especially if you've not used Arbisource. I would definitely recommend, if you are in the UK and America, to get Arbisource because it's so powerful. They've just released a brand new feature helping you with restricted products, so finding you auto one-gated products. I would definitely recommend getting Arbisource, and that new feature actually auto one-gated me on over 22,000 brands. So it's absolutely sweet. So get involved in that. If you're doing retail arbitrage, what I would actually mention as well, you might want to track your geolocation, making sure that you pin in where the different stores are, because as you're growing, you're building a system as well. So, for example, if you're buying a load of products from Tesco, you might have a specific route you might want to make. And if you're doing retail arbitrage, I would recommend planning your route before just going. I'll stick to one store personally. I know that might be a little bit hard for some areas, but it's worth planning your route out, making sure you've got an action plan before you set off. It really does help your retail arbitrage trips. Another one which I have been dipping into, especially as we're coming into Q4 as well, is the eBay. So let's say, for example, if we go into our product here, what we could do is check the search on eBay, sold on eBay, seeing if it's worth buying to then sell on a different marketplace. As you can see here, the brand new set, someone's got it up for 50 quid. You'll be able to go check the sold out. You can do it on the app, but you need to log in. There you go, you can't log in. I'm not logging in at the moment. But you'd then go ahead, have a look, see if it's worth purchasing, check that sold, making sure that there is demand for them products as well. One thing which I will mention while we're on this as well is the Google Sheets as well. So you could actually set these up to export data from listings to a Google Sheet. And it's quite easy to set up, just need the sheet ID. As you can see here, I've got my title as the gated products, and it's just finding me the different type of products, different brands. You can edit these as much as you want, so add a sheet. You've got lots of different options, and this is taking the data from the Amazon listing. If you're using Seller Toolkit, you could look at your previous units sold, for example, and it's a really good way of just making sure that you're tracking your data, and it's just exporting that data as you're purchasing. What I like to do, for example, if I'm purchasing this product, what I'll be doing is on the listing, on the store I'm purchasing from, I would be pressing the price, making sure it's all up to date, and I'll be putting it into my own Google Sheet. So that'll be really interesting for you as well. Another thing which I want to mention is SellerAmp has recently released the advanced search. I have done a few videos on this as well, but this is a really good thing to look at, especially if you're probably a newer seller. They have got templates, and this is giving you like an introduction to product finding searches. So putting filters in, trying to narrow down the billions of products on the market, finding different products, seeing if it's available to purchase from a certain store. And if you're looking at, let's just do the recent out of stock, for example, we could run that search. You could then also set up your Arbisource and link that to SellerAmp as well. So, for example, you've got this Caesar's pouch. This product is selling around £30. You've got Zoo Plus here, which is $24.79. That's not going to be good enough for us. We've got this FBM seller selling this at £13, roughly been about 11. Toolstation's got this same one at $6.99. You'll be able to look into that, and it's just a good way to have a look. You'll be able to use Arbisource's reverse search feature with the SellerAmp advanced search, put your filters in. If you wanted to, like for myself, we're using the recent out of stock. So you might want to look at the out of stock, what it's actually been selling for on the last 30 days out of stock, the last 90 days sale price, and it just gives you a bit of information about the different products. So go check out all them features. It's definitely worth it. I have got a few more little tips and tricks which I could throw at you. If this was a 2-pack product, so let's say we was buying it for £5, for example, it was 2 packs. I could press Shift and 8 to bring the little star logo up. It might be different depending what your keyboard layout is, but we could say this is a 3-pack, for example. Press Enter, and that's gave us our cost of goods of being £15. Another thing is when you're looking at the current pricing, the 30-day, the 90-day, 180, you can also be pressing these numbers, and these will change the actual sale price of the product. You could be looking at the lowest FBM, and it just quickly speeds the process up. The lowest FBA in the last 90 days was £53. You can see that that is a massive improvement to the current price, and it just speeds you searching up instead of pressing it, typing it in. And I hope that these little tips and tricks do help you. I hope that really helped you, and that is just a few little efficiency tips and tricks just to help you with SellerAmp. SellerAmp is not just a profit calculator like we've shown you. It's got automations, it's got search functions so it can source products for you. It's got so much more as well. One thing which I want to mention, we have done this SellerAmp video because on the 19th of September at Leeds in the UK, SellerAmp is hosting a free event. So it is going to be an in-person event. There's going to be workshop from professional sellers. I'm even doing a talk at the event, but there's going to be lots of different sellers there from all ranges, so from beginners to bigger sellers, more experienced sellers. And it's a really good opportunity to get yourself there, talk to like-minded individuals, because how many people do you talk to about Amazon and who are actually interested? Because I know when I first started, a lot of people didn't actually understand what I was doing. My mum still doesn't know what I do 4 years down the line, but it's one of them things. So if you want to get involved, there are tickets in the link in my bio, and I will put them in the comments below. So it'll be lovely to see you there. Make sure you come and say hello. Like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one, or the 19th. Cheers!